Have you ever felt invisible, like the world forgot you? Have you cried yourself to sleep, wondering why everyone else seems to have love, friends, and happiness, while you are left alone? What if I told you that your loneliness is not a punishment, but a quiet preparation for something greater? That the very moments when you feel most abandoned are shaping you for a purpose only God can see. This is the story of Emily, a girl whose loneliness became her greatest strength. Once there was a young girl named Emily. She lived in a small village, surrounded by mountains and rivers. Her house was simple, but it was full of love, or at least it used to be. Emily's parents passed away when she was only 10 years old, leaving her with her grandmother. Her grandmother loved her dearly, but she was old and often sick. There were days when Emily would come home from school and find her grandmother too tired to even cook. Sometimes there was no food on the table. At night, Emily would lie on her small bed, hugging a thin blanket, wishing someone would hug her back. School was no better. The other children often laughed at her worn-out clothes. They teased her for not having the newest toys or for bringing a small lunch. Emily felt invisible most of the time, like she didn't belong anywhere. She started believing that maybe, just maybe, God had forgotten her. One evening, as she sat alone by the river, she whispered to the sky, "God, why did you make me so lonely? Why am I always alone?" The wind blew softly, rustling the leaves, but there was no answer. And for the first time, Emily felt hopeless. Days turned into months, and loneliness became Emily's constant companion. She stopped talking much in school and avoided her classmates. She stopped asking for help, thinking no one would care. Even her grandmother noticed the change. One night, her grandmother held her hand and said, "Emily, my dear, I know life feels heavy now, but sometimes God lets us walk alone so we can grow stronger. There is a purpose in your loneliness. Trust Him, my child." Emily didn't fully understand, but she nodded. She wanted to believe it. One cold winter morning, while walking to school, Emily found a tiny, shivering puppy near the riverbank. It was so small, it could fit in her hands. Its fur was dirty, and it looked like it hadn't eaten for days. Without thinking, Emily picked it up and hugged it tightly. She named the puppy Hope. From that day on, Emily had a friend, a little friend who never judged her, never laughed at her, and never left her side. She shared her food with Hope, talked to him when she was sad, and even taught him tricks. Hope made her feel like she mattered, like she wasn't completely alone. Still, loneliness visited her sometimes, especially when she saw other children with their parents or friends. One day, she saw a group of girls laughing together. A deep ache formed in her chest. She ran to a quiet spot and sat under a tree. Tears streamed down her face. "Why am I different, God? Why can't I have a family like them?" As she cried, a voice whispered in her heart, not in words but a feeling, "Emily, I am preparing you. I have a plan for you. Your loneliness is not wasted. One day, you will help many who feel just like you do now." Emily wiped her tears, unsure if she had imagined it, but somehow the words gave her comfort. She looked at Hope, who wagged his tail as if saying, "You are not alone." Years passed. Emily grew into a kind and gentle young woman. She loved to read, and books became her escape. She learned about the world beyond her village, about people who struggled like she had. And she realized that her loneliness had taught her something very important: compassion. When she turned 18, she decided to study nursing. Her goal was simple. She wanted to care for people who felt lonely, sick, or forgotten. She wanted to be the reason someone smiled, even for a moment. College was not easy. Emily had little money, and she often struggled to pay for books or meals. Sometimes she stayed up all night studying, while others went to parties or traveled. But she never gave up. She remembered the whisper she had felt by the tree years ago. "I have a plan for you." One day during her second year of college, Emily received a call from her grandmother. She was very sick and needed Emily to come home. Emily rushed back to the village. Her grandmother was weak, but she smiled when she saw Emily. "I am proud of you, my dear. Your loneliness made you strong. Now you will bring hope to others." After her grandmother passed away, Emily stayed in the village to take care of the sick and elderly. She opened a small clinic with her savings and started helping people who had nowhere else to go. Many of them were poor, abandoned, or lonely. People like her. Emily's heart understood their pain because she had lived it. She treated every patient with love, even those who were mean or impatient. She stayed up all night for those who needed her. Slowly, the village noticed her kindness, and children who once laughed at her now admired her. One evening, a young girl came to her clinic. She was shy and frightened, with tears in her eyes. Emily recognized herself in her. She knelt down, hugged the girl, and whispered, "You are not alone. I am here with you." In that moment, Emily understood the purpose of her loneliness. God had allowed her to walk alone so she could feel deeply, love deeply, and help others who were lonely. Her own pain had become a bridge to comfort others. Years later, Emily would often sit by the river, just like she had when she was 10, with Hope, now an old dog, lying beside her. She would watch the children play and remember the whisper in her heart. She realized that loneliness is not a punishment. It is a preparation. It teaches patience, strength, and empathy. Emily often told her patients, "Sometimes God allows us to be alone, but it is never without purpose. Your loneliness is shaping you for something greater. One day, you will understand, and someone else will feel your love because of it." And she knew with all her heart that even in the quietest, loneliest moments, God had been with her, guiding her, preparing her, and filling her heart with a love that could heal the world. If you are feeling lonely today, remember this: your pain is not wasted. Every tear, every quiet night, every moment of feeling invisible is shaping you into someone who can touch lives in ways you cannot even imagine. The love, strength, and courage you need are being quietly built inside of you. One day, your loneliness will become the reason someone else finds hope. And that is God's most beautiful purpose.